Alright, so we're going to talk about a different type of loop now. This loop is very useful in certain instances where you need a little bit of fine control over the conditions that you want to use to proceed through a given task, in particular where you need to know what number the index is. But there are certain instances where you don't need to know what the particular index is of an item, and so that's the enhanced for loop, it's called. This task up here, writing a loop, is so common that people who wrote this Java programming language came up with a more efficient way to do it in certain instances, like they did with the ++ symbol and other symbols. So if you want to use an enhanced for loop to look at parts of an array, you can write this for, and then we use the type of the array. So this is an integer array, which I know because I made it up above. My int array, it's an integer array. It's an array of integers. So you write the type, then a temporary storage container, and then colon, the array you want it to go over. Now this accomplished the exact same task as this in a much more kind of readable way. Now it doesn't always work because there are certain instances where you need to know what this value is specifically, and you cannot get at that information inside an enhanced for loop. However, for many other tasks that you want to do, this will work just fine. So the general style is, or the general setup is, for, open parentheses, type, name of a temporary storage container, colon, the array you want to look at, and then we can print it out, system.out.println, temp. And if we run this, we can change the value stored at every index in the array to -2. It'll print out -2, -2, -2. Let's make this a little more interesting. Let's store the value of index times index there. So at each index of the array will be the square of that index. So in this case it goes from 0 up to 9. Now we could print out more values if we change the length of the array. Let's do it to 7. So you see that each index, the value stored at that index is its square. But this is an enhanced for loop. Now you can do these for all different types. So my string array is an array. Now let's not do 100, let's just do 10 items in that array for the sake of an example. So if we want to store a new value at each of those places, we need to use this kind of a loop. So because we need to know the specific index. For index equals 0, that's the starting condition, semicolon, proceed until index is no longer less than my string array dot length. And every time through the loop I want you to add 1 to the value of index. And now, if we scroll down a little further so you can see it, let's store some value at my string array, each index equals, I don't know, Ragnus plus index plus the value of index, just so you can see that it's changing. So now we've stored the value at each index. So there's Ragnus plus 0, Ragnus plus 1, Ragnus plus 2 stored there. But let's print those things out using an enhanced for loop. And so the general format I said was type and then a name of a temporary storage container, colon, the array you wanted to look at. So type is string. Let's just call this temporary storage container S, colon, and I want it to look at my string array. And we're just going to print out S at each of those times. So now it'll print out Ragnus 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And so again, one of the power of loops is that you can make this as long as you want. So let's do it 1,000 times. There we go. It just printed it out 1,000 times. Computers are very fast. Shockingly fast. I mean, anyway. So that could be of type Boolean, it could be of type any type, it could be of type object. You could have objects that are stored in arrays. And an enhanced for loop is a very useful tool for instances like this where you don't actually need to know the index of the value of that index. Alright, that's it for this video.